Can you dig it?
Good night. Here we go. Welcome back, everyone, to the Windy City Digits Bulls Postgame edition. Big win tonight for the Bulls over the Clippers. So, let's start with...
What are we going to concentrate on? What digits, man?
Let's start. The three digits we're going to focus on are 1, 11, and 44.
All right.
So which one do you want to...
Let's start off with the number 1. And by the way, this broadcast is brought to you by Little Debbie.
And I apologize for I'm in the middle of a move, so my normal studio...
No one wants to hear about that. We just had an exciting Bulls game. And you're talking about your swan song. All right, so number 1, the Bulls did not lead in the game from the first quarter until overtime. And why was that? Okay. Why it was because we couldn't hit a shot, man. We could not shoot. We were not feeding the ball to Vucevic. We did it again in the first quarter, and then we went away from it. I don't understand it. I don't understand the logic. You could also see Billy Donovan tinkered his lineup from the first half to the second half. I don't know if you noticed that since you were.
Yeah, I noticed that Patrick Williams got put in the starting lineup in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know if he was. He finally got sick of his 4-guard lineup, but everybody was complaining about it. Like on Twitter, they were like, "Finally, Billy, finally!" And but P-Dubs, okay. I know we're not talking about him yet, but in the beginning of the first half, he wasn't aggressive. Actually, we had very few people who could make a shot. So they were leaning heavily on Vooch the first quarter. The second quarter, it was, a little bit of Vooch, a little bit of Demar, and not too many other players could hit a shot. It was okay. It was really ugly. It was an ugly first half. And I thought, and
so
go ahead.
I didn't get a chance to watch much of the game until the fourth quarter. But the fourth quarter, I think the frustrating thing was just it just kind of kept going back. So it doesn't surprise me that they didn't have a lead at all since the first quarter. So what
did you see in the fourth quarter?
To me, what I saw in the fourth quarter was a little bit of we had some chances. I think we had it down to 8, 9, 7, and then we make a stop. And then we kind of had a rushed possession.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right? Where we'd fire up a quick 3 or we'd drive it down the lane and we don't get anything. I think it wasn't until about maybe 4 or 5 minutes left to go in the game when Demar got fouled going to the hoop, got the 3-point play out of it. That's when things kind of started to turn a little bit. And I think the team kind of calmed down a little bit on all of that. So
just the first.
At least that's what I saw.
There was a huge difference in defensive pressure at top on the perimeter from the first and second half. The first half, the Clippers shot 57% from 3-point. They ended up the night at 44%, which is still really good, but that was huge difference in the first half, and we kept them. What did we keep them down to? Go ahead. What you were going to say.
You know what? That's the other thing I noticed in the fourth quarter is I don't get our pick and roll defense. I just don't. And I can't tell if it's on the guards, if it's on Vooch, but they're clearly picking on Vooch. Clearly. And you know what? Zubac is good. He does his job. He sets a great screen. He does exactly what he's supposed to do, and then he gets out of the way, right? But I can't say it's all on Vooch because there's got to be someone else coming over.
I agree. Yes,
they know
their help defense for the pick and roll is poor at best. They did get better. They did get a little bit better in that fourth quarter at the end.
And they were good in overtime.
really good. I mean, just if they could just continue that kind of pressure. All right, so let's go on to the next digit, buddy.
Let's go on to 44.
44. All right.
44 stat line. Patrick Williams. Stat line for tonight was 4 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. Total of 12 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks. That's one hell of a stat.
That is. I mean, he was only -6, but he made a huge difference. 3 offensive rebounds, key rebounds. That is. I mean, that's what that's the rebounder we were missing. Not Tristan Thompson, not Bradley.
Yeah, big
Williams is who we're. Well, yeah,
was a regulation.
Yeah, Williams is who we're missing, man. He took no shots in that first half, from what I remember. None. He didn't get the ball.
All right, so let me ask you this question: do you think this is this the game we look back at and say, okay, this is where Patrick Williams started to get it? Like, this is where he kind of starts his uprise, right?
Okay, so based on last game to this game, he made some improvements in rebounding. His defense was pretty stellar again, including help defense. His offense was, about the same, but his second half was outstanding. I mean, he hit 2 huge.
In the fourth quarter, in overtime,
he hit 2 huge threes and that dunk. That's all timely. Yeah,
the dunk.
But
and I think I heard Stacy earlier in the game. Stacy complaining that, not somebody complaining, but just saying like Patrick Williams can't just stand in the corner.
Correct. Okay, so did you see? All right, so the best part of the game. Did you see Patrick Williams dunk? Left-handed dunk.
The one where he got the assist from Caruso?
No, it wasn't that one.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh God. Okay, so Twitter world was bonkers on. Okay, so Patrick Williams posterized. Is it Zubac? Is that his name? Left-handed dunk, halfway from the key to the rim, and Zubac actually blocked it a little bit, rolled off his fingers, and he continued and slammed it in the rim. I mean, that place was going crazy, man. You totally should. You should. I just tweeted, "Holy Jesus, Jesus, mother."
So 44 is, I'm glad he had this kind of game because we're going to need him in the playoffs, and if this is going to give him confidence for this type of game, I think that's going to be good. So let's go to the last obvious digit for tonight, and it's 11. 11 dropped a 50-piece tonight.
He should go get the.
Could have been over. It could have been over earlier, not drop a 50-piece because he missed one free throw.
True that.
That would have won.
Hey, 50-piece. He should drive up and get a 50-piece McNugget. 50-piece McNugget,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you don't.
Well, I mean, look, what do you think? You saw most of the game. What did you think of his game? I think you texted me saying he was the only one making shots.
And he clearly knew it at the end. He was the one taking the shots. He was 17 of 26. That's very efficient. Zach, something is wrong with Zach. His knees got to be bothering him. He's not the same player. He had 5 assists. Caruso had 7 assists. DeRozan still had 5 rebounds and 6 assists too. Especially at the end of the game. I mean, you saw the product of his isolation in a way and his ability to make shots is double teaming him and trying to find a person in the middle to get the ball to a cutter, which is the Caruso to P. Williams dunk. So that was an amazing performance by DeMar DeRozan and some amazing dunks as well. He was really hyped. He was 14 of 15 from the free throw line, like you said. I mean, he only missed that one free throw. You can't ask for much more.
But you know what? I think the other difference tonight between the last couple of games is that they actually got to the free throw line. I mean, they shot a total of what? Granted, we went into overtime, but I mean, they shot 32 free throws tonight compared to some of the other games
Yes.
where they barely get into.
I agree. So that was a really good tactic at the end of the game. Did you? I mean, like I thought that last 48 seconds we would have went for at least 2 threes before they actually went for a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good tactic because they were shooting like garbage from threes. They shot 20. Bulls shot 25% from the 3-point line in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, look, when they execute and they run the plays like, that basically that Donovan sets up, right? When they execute like they're really good.
Yeah.
That one play I think it was in overtime, right, where Demar got doubled up on top, found Caruso at the free throw line, and he dumped it underneath the Patrick Williams. You couldn't have, as a coach, you couldn't have drawn that up any better.
I know.
But that was the thing we've been complaining about, last several games, right, where it becomes an ISO. They don't pass the ball. Tonight, they move the ball, and that's what happens when you move the ball.
Yeah, you know what? They weren't doing it the whole game, though. Again, so that's something the Bulls have got to fix. That they pulled that out. Great. They played amazing fourth and overtime, but can they please sustain that, for crying out loud? That's
the question I'm going to ask you now. Like, and I'm going to ask everyone here watching the videos out here also, right? Like,
is anybody out there?
Do you think that this is the game that this is like?
You're going to put
this is the game.
You're going to put a pin in it. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. I don't think so, just because they haven't been playing very consistent. But it might propel, just like we talked with the Cognac boys, you and C-Dubs there wanting P-Dub to be in the starting lineup. He might be propelled in the starting lineup now. I don't see why not.
I don't see what the risk. It's better than starting 4 guards.
I agree. Yeah, I think they have to do it. And then
especially when he's got double-digit rebounds.
Yes. Our rebounding has been better. I mean, we were pretty close in rebounds, I think, in this game, too. I don't know if you still have that up.
And I almost feel like with the move that he made in the second half, like Caruso is better coming off the bench.
He is. We out-rebounded them by 10.
Well, that's the number that Patrick Williams gave us tonight. 12
I know.
So
it might be all the difference we need. So if you get him back in the starting lineup, I don't know what it does to your second unit at all. Kobe still has been atrocious lately. 1 for 7 from the 3-point line. So tough game, but hey, and the Cavs lost, buddy. I know.
That's a win. So I think that kind of solidifies us above them. But I didn't see the Toronto play tonight.
No, they don't.
They did. Okay, they play tomorrow. They play Orlando.
They'll win that one. So I think we're either going to end up tied with Toronto or probably 6th place, quite honestly. What do you think?
Well, we got the tiebreaker with Toronto.
Yeah. So. Hey, all right. So before we go, you start moving again. What if we give out the number for the March 31st? Jersey number 31. Let's see if you know any Chicago athlete out there that wore the digit 31. Anyone, just guess.
Doesn't Liam Hendricks?
Hey, nice job, buddy. Yay.
Right?
Yeah, you got it right, man. That's
Liam Hendricks wears 30.
So on Twitter, I put that out earlier.
I've never seen. And what you got?
Oh no, Liam Hendricks was one. Fergie Jenkins was another. Fergie Jenkins actually liked that tweet, by the way. Whoever posted Fergie Jenkins, so that was pretty cool. We got Greg Maddox. He was 31 for the Cubs. I posted Nathan Vasher for the Bears, who was a solid player. So those are some folks from 3 of the teams.
31. So everyone, thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate everyone's been tuning in lately to the podcast on not only these Bulls post-game editions, but the regular edition that we have every week.
We dig it.
Baseball's coming up soon, so we'll start to talk a little bit about that. And if you haven't had a chance yet, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification. Even if you didn't like the episode, hit the like button anyway, because it helps us out a lot. gets us a little more exposure out there, gets more in front of some other people and some views. So, and any thoughts you guys have on the game tonight, please leave your comments down below. We do love interacting. We appreciate everyone that's been kind of interacting lately. Someone was interacting with us from Ohio, I think a couple episodes ago. So wherever you're watching, we do appreciate you guys. We really are thankful and grateful for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And next game is Saturday night. Not sure if we're going to be able to get a post game in or not, but we're going to try with all the Final Four and everything going on. But we're going to try to give it a shot. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace.
Take care.
Love.
Peace. And digits.